granted, Boots wanted to become undisputed at 147, right? Mm-hmm. But when Devin tried to fight him at 147, he said, no, I'm moving up to 154. Mm. You know what I mean? Like, so...
He's a dangerous fight for anybody.
He's a dangerous fight for anybody.
In the ring on the night. I know it's not his fault.
Yeah, I know that's not ideal how he wanted to win it. You know, I know he's disappointed that he couldn't win it from a champion and whatnot. And it's disappointing for him, but if I was him, I'd just tell him, like, I want to fight for it. Like, I'd rather fight the number 3 guy. You know, if I couldn't get the other guy, you know, don't send me a belt in the mail. But it just seemed like, you know, everybody cool with being female champions.
The tension between Terence Crawford and Jaron Boots Ennis has reached a new level, with Crawford calling the rising star overrated and accusing him of avoiding the toughest competition.
Devin get a lot of hate. For no reason. I don't know. I don't understand why so many people hate Devin and Shakur. Like, they get the most hate out of all boxers. If you look at the comments when they talking about Devin, when they talk about Shakur, they get the most hate out of everybody. And they willing to fight everybody. Devin fighting everybody.
Yeah. Everyone.
Devin like, give me Lomachenko, give me him. Oh, I wanna fight him. You say he the best, I wanna fight him. Yes. You know, you Boots, I wanna fight Boots.
Jaron Boots Ennis fired back immediately, insisting those claims are completely false and saying he is willing to face anyone. According to his side, the criticism does not tell the full story behind the negotiations.
Made no sense, but I want to go do that. Anybody in their right mind, I'm going for the unification. I'm not about to go to 154 and fight for an interim. I ain't duck nobody, and everybody knew that. Right. Anybody can get it any day. Like, right. So yeah, like, people be crazy. People know I don't talk.
Right.
I'm like, yeah, I'm talking now, but like, I really don't care, like, the talk and all that on the internet and all that. I know I got people be trying, like, you got to sell the fight, you got to do this, you got to make it, bro. Something might be wrong with me because I can't really talk.
Offering a different perspective on the negotiations, Devin Haney made it clear that he was open to fighting Jaron Boots Ennis. However, Haney insisted the matchup had to take place at 147 pounds, rejecting any demand to move up in weight before competing in the division.
At the end of the day, you know, Boots is a good fighter, but who is he?
Would you have Boots if that presented?
Yeah, no, they asked us. They said, are you guys open to doing a Boots fight? I said 100%. At 147, Boots' team came back with, they wanted to do it at 152. I wanted to do 152. I never even fought at 147 yet. I said, no, if you come down to 147, we can do the fight. I'm not gonna go to 152 for fucking Boots. Yeah. At the end of the day, you know, Boots is a good fighter, but who is he?
Focusing on one failed negotiation, Boots Ennis was linked to a potential fight with Devin Haney. Ennis claims he accepted the proposed catchweight before communication suddenly stopped, fueling months of debate over which side was truly willing to make the fight happen.
I wanted to do 152. I never even fought at 147 yet. I said, no, if you come down to 147, we can do the fight.
After I had decided to move up, you know, after everything was going on, I decided to move up and, you know, move to 54. We get a call back a couple days later. He like, me and my team, they like, yo, would you fight Devin at 152? I said, yeah. I'm like, I ain't fighting 54 yet. I can make 52. Like, I'm like, yeah, why not? I'm like, yeah, we never heard nothing back after that. And that's another thing. People be painting these false narratives and saying that I ducked this person. How I ducked him?
Right.
I said, yeah. But y'all don't know that because y'all don't know what's going on behind closed doors.
Despite the growing criticism, Boots Ennis remains confident. He says Terence Crawford's opinions do not change his belief that he is the best fighter in the division. According to Boots, the only way to settle the debate is to prove it inside the ring.
Cheeks to you are like, I don't know, maybe like hate a little bit. I know online he recently said that Fendora's the best guy 154. He said Fendora would beat you. What do you like to say on that?
I don't pay no mind though. None of that stuff be bothering me, but like I said, I'm the best at 154. Everybody know it, and I'm gonna keep standing each every time out.
Despite dismissing Crawford's criticism, Boots Ennis says his name continues to be pulled into boxing rumors. He believes some fighters create false narratives because they expect no pushback, but says that silence has now ended and future claims will face greater public scrutiny.
Yeah, and I think people be using, I think people be using my name because they know what they think I'm not gonna say nothing. But now I feel like they're gonna watch themselves. So.
Yeah, now you're gonna start saying what you feel.
Bro,
anybody you want to air out?
I see them. I see them.
See, you still quiet.
Yeah, I'm quiet because I don't really be trying to talk to them. That's really ain't me, but like, they creep.
Backing Boots on that point, Greg Hackett argues that Ennis has simply pursued titles the way elite fighters always have. He believes the ducking narrative overlooks the fact that top champions regularly target the biggest opportunities available. According to Hackett, Boots is following the same path rather than avoiding competition.
Yo, so if every time Dev go up in weight, he be chasing the belts, right? He be chasing the belts. Yep. So Dev coming up, and Boots got the belts, but Boots trying to do the same thing. He trying to get the belts. What do Boots win for fighting Dev? Besides a win.
The name.
At that time. Yeah, but the name is a smaller guy coming up. You're already saying I'm beating up smaller.
Building on that defense, Hackett argues that pursuing bigger names, titles, and major paydays is the smarter path for elite fighters. He believes the criticism ignores how boxing careers are actually built, adding that fighters who take calculated risks for legacy often do not receive enough credit for those decisions.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go where the big guys at, and I'm gonna win there. So then I fight Xander, and I fight for 2 belts instead of 1. What's wrong with that? Dev did the same shit, didn't he? At 140. You know what I'm saying? So we gonna go with the opportunity, the money, the legacy, all of that shit matters at once. You know what I'm saying? They doing the same thing Bill and them be doing. Same thing. We gonna go where the smoke is at, but the smoke come with a trinket, it come with a check, it come with some notoriety, it comes with, you know what I'm saying? It gives me something to be proud about. You feel?
Virgil Ortiz insists he has already pursued Jaron Ennis, Sebastian Fundora, and every available champion. His comments reinforce the idea that many of the biggest obstacles happen at the negotiating table rather than inside the ring. Ortiz also points out that fans rarely see how much delays can come down to contracts and purse splits instead of fighters simply avoiding each other.
Man, I just want the best fights, no matter who it is. Jaron Ennis, Fundora, anyone with the belt. You know, there's really not anyone in the top 10 that I haven't fought or that I haven't tried to fight. You know, at this point, you know, people just need to take the fights, you know, and a lot of people want to say, how come you haven't tried this route, you know, just because I'm not calling people out on social media like everyone else does, doesn't mean I'm telling my manager, hey, let's make this fight. That doesn't mean I'm not talking to the WBC like, hey, how come we haven't made this fight happen yet? You know what I mean? Like, we've done our part, you know. I'm not a very vocal guy. Well, I'm starting to be because I feel like I have to be. And I don't know. It's a bit of a change of character. I'm just starting to care less.
Virgil Ortiz also argues that fans can twist the story no matter what actually happens. He says that makes it difficult to separate perception from reality, because even when a fighter publicly demands a matchup, critics can still find a way to portray it as avoidance.
One, the fight doesn't happen with Jaron Ennis. Oh, I'm ducking the fight. You know, Virgil Ortiz doesn't want to fight Jaron Ennis. Now we're calling him out. Oh, he's begging for the fight. You like what kind of logic is that? You know, I just respectfully, that is just stuff that I deal with and other boxers deal with on a day-to-day basis. That doesn't make any kind of sense. I just don't understand how the gears are working up there. You know, like they're turning the wrong way. I don't get it. But anyways, I could keep on talking about this.
Turning to his confidence in the matchup, Virgil remains convinced that he has the style and tools needed to beat him. His confidence comes from details he believes many people overlook, especially the specific strengths he brings into the fight that casual analysts may not notice from the outside.
I do. I definitely do. But I mean, I got him.
Based on what you saw in that fight, and you've seen prior, of course, too, but like what you saw in that fight, that showed you something?
It proved something. It didn't really show me something. It just, I always knew it, but you know, just seeing it, you know, I got him.
Robert Garcia believes turning down the bigger fight may have revealed more than any public explanation could. For Boots, he says, this is not simply another title defense, but a question of whether he truly wanted the toughest challenge in the division. Garcia believes matchmaking decisions can speak louder than press conferences because fighters rarely reveal their true motivations. Virgil's father also made it clear that Virgil himself wanted to fight Boots.
Dad, Virgil himself, we want to fight Boots. We want that fight to happen. Hearing from Eddie that Boots might want to unify against
Josh Kelly.
Yeah. Well, if you do that, that's taking advantage of a fighter that's injured, that's hurt. You see that cut?
Yeah.
That cut is like an inch deep.
Yeah.
That cut is big. If you bring somebody like that to a November fight, you're taking advantage of that. You're taking advantage of that, and the fighter will probably do it because he's a fighter, he's a warrior, and he'll probably get the biggest payday in his career, and he could lose to anybody else because, let's be real, Kelly might not be the best in the division. So they're going after him to take advantage of that opportunity to get another belt under his belt, which would be 3, which is great. But when you have somebody like Virgil who's asking for it, so November's a perfect date. He had a great
Come
fight
back against Boots or to get a tune-up and then Boots?
No, we don't need a tune-up. Right. We want to go straight into.
As speculation continues over why Boots Ennis chose other opponents, Garcia believes the champion understands how difficult Virgil Ortiz would be. He argues that selecting different matchups instead of facing Ortiz may speak louder than any public explanation. In his view, avoiding a particular style rather than avoiding competition altogether can reveal the real thinking behind a fighter's matchmaking decisions.
Look, I know. I don't think, man. I know. It's man.
You got history against Bozy in the corner. You did well in January.
That's why Bozy will even say, no, that's not our next fight. We're gonna go unify because they think that's more important. No, it's not. They know Virgil will beat him. Or else they would.
Crawford believes Virgil Ortiz would be a tougher test for Boots Ennis than Sebastian Fundora because of his pressure and disciplined style. He argues that Ortiz's approach could cause Boots more problems than a simple size difference.
For me, I say Virgil.
Really?
I say Virgil.
Wow, even though Fundora was 6'6" and has a long
distance.
Because
Fundora leave the door open to get caught.
Right.
You know, but Fundora, you know, he's getting better.
Yeah.
He's definitely getting better. But Virgil, you know, he gonna be in your face. He gonna have his hands up. He gonna be jabbing you, you know, with a stiff jab and going to your body. And with Fundora, he want to get inside.
Yeah.
He tall, but he don't want to. He don't
like
want to.
The bag too.
He don't want to fight you on the outside.
Right.
He gonna
be in there.
He gonna bing, 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 and then when you get in inside, it's boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? So,
Pauline Malignaggi believes Sebastian Fundora's height, southpaw style, pressure, and power make him one of the most dangerous opponents for Jaron Boots Ennis. He sees the matchup as highly competitive, with both fighters possessing unique strengths that could change the fight.
Fundora, of course, is a very difficult guy to deal with. Listen, Fundora is going to be difficult to deal with for anybody. And so Ennis and Fundora, I really would get excited for Ennis and Fundora. That's a really good fight. And for me, that's not an easy fight for either of them. That's a tough fight to call, man. I don't know what, I would love to know what some of the comments think at home. And don't be biased about just because one guy you like one guy over the other. I'm talking about seriously, from a boxing perspective. Ennis and Fundora. Listen, Fundora is an awkward fight for anybody because of the height and the power that he's got at that weight. But really, to break it down, it would be interesting, and it's a really weird, strange fight to try to figure.
That potential showdown creates another exciting debate, with Brendan Edwards believing a fight between Jaron Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora could quickly become an action-packed battle. Both fighters are willing to trade and impose their styles, making an explosive matchup likely from the opening bell.
Boots is getting a little lazy, getting a little carefree, and playing around a little bit. I think that Boots and Fundora is an absolute Hagler-Hearns type of shootout. I think Boots is mean as a rattlesnake. He's gonna have to step to Fundora. I don't know if his jab, especially to the head, will be that effective against a guy that's 6'6". So you have to jab him to his body a lot and kind of step to him. And I think he's with that. That's the kind of fighter he is. I think that that will be an early round shootout. I think that will be the kind of fight that will end.
Eddie Hearn believes Jaron Boots Ennis combines elite boxing IQ with rare offensive instincts, making him one of the sport's most complete fighters. He feels Boots' adaptability could help him solve Sebastian Fundora's awkward style, where many top opponents have struggled.
Boots is capable of doing it, but Boots is the first fighter with this kind of IQ that can also fight. right? And that's what I think you guys...
Can you elaborate on that?
Right? So what I mean by that is, there are so many fighters with the IQ of Boots or similar IQ that styles do not entertain or overly entertaining. Do you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, when you talk about IQ in the sport, tell me the top 5 guys who've got that kind of IQ. Shakur, Devin Haney, Tank maybe, but Tank's exciting, but whoever he fights against another story, right? So those kind of guys...
But I mean,
but what do you get what I'm saying?
I do.
But Boots will sit in the pocket, he will fight you, he will attack you, he can box off the back foot, but he actually likes to come and...
Eddie Hearn believes Sebastian Fundora's height, reach, and awkward southpaw style create a unique challenge. He feels only a fighter with elite ring IQ, patience, and strong adjustments, like Jaron Boots Ennis, can consistently break Fundora down over the course of the fight.
154-pounder, but you've got to be good enough to adapt to everything. Right, and that's the problem. A lot of these guys, no disrespect to Keith Thurman, but he's been done for a while.
Yeah.
But Tim Tszyu, these kind of guys, they're all great fighters, but they just can't adapt to styles. Josh has got an unbelievable IQ. Boots has probably got the best IQ in the game, I think. They can adapt in those kind of fights, and that's what you need to do, because Fundora's a massive problem.
Yeah.
Because how do you prepare for
Eddie Hearn gives Sebastian Fundora credit for accepting one of the toughest fights available. However, he believes Jaron Boots Ennis has the superior skills, ring IQ, and overall talent to eventually break Fundora down and win the fight.
a little bit baffled? And that's why I respect him so much, because we as fight fans should respect him so much. Puerto Rico should respect him so much. Because we all moan, don't we? Oh, you know, and everyone's like, how are you going to get Boots a big fight? How are you going to get Boots a big fight? And I'm sitting there after the Ortiz stuff going, who? And this kid steps up, and that's why I respect him so much. And he's a serious threat, but he ain't gonna be good enough.
Offering a fighter's perspective, Jorge Linares believes the champion has the power, movement, and boxing skills to create serious problems. He adds that very few fighters possess such a complete skill set, making the champion dangerous at any range and difficult to prepare for on short notice.
I'm with the champion. I know Fundora is one amazing fighter, but the champion has a lot of punch, a lot of quality. He's southpaw. He moves very well in the ring. He sends a good combination all the time. He's going like little by little, and that's the point Fundora don't have. So, but I want to see that. If I'm Fundora, I cannot take that fight. So it's not easy for him. So, but let's see. You know how it's boxing. Every day is different. Every time is different. And every moment, every fight have different moment, different timing. But for me, in this way, in this category, this is the best.
Sebastian Fundora believes Jaron Ennis is the obvious opponent now that the division's biggest names are competing under the same banner. With both holding world titles, he sees a clear path toward an undisputed showdown. Fundora believes the opportunity is too significant to ignore, especially with both champions healthy, active, and under the same promotional roof.
Just watching the highlights of the fight, because I didn't get to watch the whole fight, but watching the highlights of the fight, I was like, okay, this should be next. This should be mixed. It makes sense to me, especially now with the zone stuff and PBC signing with the zone. It only makes sense now. The Virgil fights, the Boots fights, if Zayas stays at 154, the Zayas fights. All these guys, they make sense. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, it's like, if these guys found the same platform, let's put them together. You know, because I mean, you're gonna see me fight later on this year again. You're gonna see
Jaron Ennis believes the Sebastian Fundora title fight matters more than any other contender because it gives him a chance to unify the division and prove himself against another champion. He says fans want to see him take on the biggest challenge and silence any doubts about being the best welterweight in the world. For Ennis, a unification fight carries more weight because it can settle debates that rankings and opinions never can.
We locking on the belt right now, and I feel like the two guys on the belt is the bigger fight right now. Even Fundora, I feel like Fundora is a bigger fight. Everybody want to see that. I don't fight nobody. That Virgil Ortiz, it's a good fight. I feel like it's like dying down. Nobody really want to see it because I'm gonna beat him. I'm gonna knock him out. They're gonna be like, people telling me. They already seen it now. So I'd rather fight the tall guy that y'all think is mine.
Crawford calls him a ducker, and Ortiz says the same. But while the accusations continue outside the ring, Boots Ennis is focused on the one fight that could silence the critics, a unification clash with Sebastian Fundora. Would beating Fundora finally end the ducking narrative? Or will the doubts continue no matter what Boots does next? Share your prediction in the comments. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more boxing news and fight analysis.